Hi, I'm Linda Ojo.
And my name's Aaron Espindola.
Welcome to the Next Gen Business Podcast.
Let's go.
The Next Gen Business Podcast is produced by the Small Business Community Network. Visit them online at www.sbcncanada.org.
Hey Aaron, it's pouring and rain outside. Have you been singing again?
Have I been singing? No, no, I haven't even gone outside today. It's been a cool day today. Still recovering from yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
Yesterday was 30 degrees outside.
Oh, I thought you were doing something interesting.
Yeah, I was doing the maintenance stuff, right? So the lawn mowing all day, and I didn't pack water. I forgot water at home, and we didn't stop because we just wanted to get it over with. So I got like heat stroke, and it's pretty bad.
I've got no sympathy for you. That's very naughty. You should have got some water. You might be not here now, and then what would we be doing without you?
I'm lucky. I'm lucky that I've survived that. It was.
So I'm really excited tonight, Aaron, to introduce our wonderful guest who was introduced to me via a networking connection. So networking really works. So tonight we have the owner of a niche business as our lovely guest, Brandon Romany. He owns Brandon's Firewood Delivery. Hey, Brandon, it's good to meet you virtually. And thank you for taking the time to come and chat with us.
Hello, thank you very much for having me here. I'm really excited to get to it. Thank you.
It's really awesome having you here. And just for our listeners, why don't you tell us kind of like what your business is and how you started it?
Yeah, so I'm Brandon Romany from Brandon's Burn Bags Firewood Delivery Service. So I deliver firewoods in the Waterloo region and beyond. So I started with bags and have moved on to bulk orders at gas stations. But everything firewood, I'm trying to deliver that.
Yeah. So, what made you think of this unique idea? Because actually, Brandon, I don't know any of your competitors. So, what made you come up with the idea?
Yeah, so I kind of stumbled upon this idea when I was working at another job. I never started Brandon's Burn Bags with the idea to be selling firewood. I actually started in my sister's car. I was driving down the road the one day, and in the country, you can find bags of wood. So I figured I'd grab some because I have a fireplace at home. So when I was sitting at the fire with that wood, I figured I want some food. I'm really hungry. So I opened up Uber Eats, which is a kind of a guilty habit from university. And as I was ordering, I was looking at the bag of wood and went, I wonder if I could do this for wood. Because if they do it for food, why not wood? So I hopped online, checked to see if anyone was delivering wood. And they were. There's other people delivering wood, but not small quantities. So if you want to buy wood, you can buy them in big quantities, but no one's really selling them in bags. So I figured, let's try it out. And ever since then, I've just been running with it.
How long have you been doing this for?
I'm coming up on 1 year in 2 weeks, I believe.
Oh,
2
nice.
weeks from today.
Congratulations. Oh, so you mentioned university. So you did go to university?
Yep. So I took a year. I was born in 2000, and I took a year off to pursue a hockey scholarship. And I ended up getting concussed on my year off, and that didn't work out. So I decided to go travel, and that opened my eyes. And after opening my eyes from traveling, I went to Carleton University, where I was studying criminal justice, specializing in law.
Wow. Oh, I don't know what to say now because you've got such a wealth of experience and you've traveled. Which countries did you travel to?
I actually went to Europe. So me and my friend who also took the year off, we went to Ireland, England, France, Spain, Switzerland, Austria, Italy, and Slovakia.
Jeez, that's great. How long did you guys stay at a location? Was it
so we went for just over a month, I believe. And that was actually 2 years ago today is when we left. So it was a little anniversary from that. But we stayed a few days. We had family and friends there, and some family that I've never met before. So in Switzerland, I had family I never met, but I messaged them, "Hey, I'm planning this trip. Can I come?" And so with our family, we planned more time with them just because it's cheaper. But yeah.
It is definitely, yeah. It's much cheaper. We find when we go to England, though, we normally go in for business and then we take a few days for a holiday. So we normally rent a car. What about in Switzerland? We used to be in Geneva a lot.
So I have family in Zurich, and that was family I've never met before. And I just went over, and it was a really big, eye-opening experience. I never left Canada, really. You go to the States, you go to Cuba or whatever, but never that far. And it was a really good experience.
Oh, you did it just in time because now we're
now we're just mourning. You're like, oh my gosh, like 2 years ago we were on the beach in Spain, and now we're locked up.
Yeah, sometimes you look back at the memories on your phone and it just shows you all the fun stuff that you're doing, and now all the lockdown you're really just at home.
Yeah. So. Lots of time at home. I actually got time to do the scrapbooking 2 years later. We have all the photos that I was supposed to do and get away at it now.
So just a quick question for your company, for the firewood, do you do it yourself or do you have like other people working for you right now, or how's that going?
Yeah, so right now I'm pretty much a one-man wrecking crew. I'm not that large enough to have help, but I'm at the point where I'm starting to look at getting help, because in the past year I've went from my sister's car to now I have a truck and trailer, but also 20 gas stations, 5 restaurants, and houses to do, and that keeps me busy. So once I feel that I need just a little bit more, we'll see this summer if I'm really going to need the help. But I'm tapping on my cousin's shoulders, need some help.
We like to share with our listeners how you found your fame and fortune. Like, I'm really into networking in person with people, not able to do that at the moment. I'm networking virtually. But I know when you and I chatted on the phone, you said you didn't like the idea of social media. So how did you get everybody to use your service? How did you market yourself?
Yeah, so like I said, when I went to Europe, that year, that gap year, and when I was going to Europe, I had no social media. I totally went cold turkey, tried killing my time on my phone and kind of living more in the moment. And yeah, like when I came up with this idea, I'm like, I'm a student. I've got tuition to cover. I can't be forking up all this money that I don't have. So I went, okay, I bit the bullet, and I jumped back on social media, Instagram and Facebook, bread and butter. I grew up working on it. And also Kijiji, just really simple. And yeah, it's really worked out for me. Word of mouth from those services really catapulted me. It's the best, I'd say. Word of mouth can't beat it.
Is that how you were like able to like get the commercial clients, or did you have to do something special for that? Maybe do some cold calling? And
yeah, I actually got really lucky, you could say, or prepared, because when I was going into this endeavor, I reached out to different people that I thought were successful, and just like, for networking, I went to the people that I thought were successful, and they said, I have this idea. What should I do? And when I first started, I was like, oh, business is money. You need business. You have to get all the money. And they told me, relax. Business is not money. It's the relationships you create. And through those relationships, when I started looking at business that way, that opened many doors. Just being a nice person and seeing someone you haven't seen in 10 years goes a long way, or even just word of mouth from one person to another. That's how I got my first restaurant, was a referral. And my first commercial contract, which was like, I was going crazy with Petro Canada. They saw me on Kijiji. So just being there and present and trying to get your net as far as you can.
So as Erin knows, the reason we started this podcast is because we want people who are at university or college or who have left to know the benefits of what you've been talking about, building the relationships, referrals, people liking you, being a nice person, and you're all of those things. We can tell, can't we, Erin? Do you think university helped you at all, reach the goals in your business? Did you use any of the stuff from university?
Yeah, university, and I'll even add sports into that from my hockey background. When you get into university, it's a total different ball game from high school. You have midterms, you have everything quick. So if you're not managing your time properly, you're going to get left behind. And like you see it in university where people are partying or having a little too much fun and not hitting the books. You come midterm or finals, it's kind of rough. But university hammered that home that you have to have good time management. And that relates right back to my business of if I have, 10 gas stations to fill in one day and I want to hop some home deliveries in. If I'm not if I'm waking up at 10 a.m., I've got 12 hours to 10 p.m. and I can't be working that long. Like, you have to manage your time.
Whoa. Erin, this guy is amazing.
I'm curious to find out, like, what was when you started this new business venture? Was like everything? Was it as you expected, or was there any surprise that came up when you were doing it that you're like, oh God, maybe I didn't plan for this? Or
yeah, I'll say it, and anybody who disagrees and said that I started this business with I'm gonna sell firewood is a liar because I totally started in my sister's car, no joke, with 4 bags in the back. And it was literally the first day I threw it up on Kijiji, Facebook, and whatnot. I sold 3 bags. The next day I sold 5 bags. And the next day, 7 bags. And I went, I think I got something. So I stopped and I reached out to the successful business people that I know, or just successful people I know. And I was like, I think I got an idea. And some of the people were like, it's firewood. There's not really a business or whatever. Like, you can't do that. And my uncle actually told me, if you think you have an idea, think really hard about it. And if you have it and you trust it, run with it. And ever since then, I've been running with it. And some days I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I look at my schedule and I'm like, what am I doing?
Whoa, you're a great example of, anybody thinking about starting a business, because Aaron's got his own business. I've got a couple of businesses, and it is hard work. It is hard work. It is about the people you know. And if you're a nice person, I think nice comes into a lot more so, today, because she's so visible on social media. Just out of curiosity, how do you know my connection, Todd? Todd Foster introduced us. He's a really nice person.
Very nice guy. He actually bought wood from me close to when I was just starting, I believe. And that's how it's when I first started my business, or even before, everybody says like the world is so big, but everybody knows each other. And I was lying, saying nobody knows, like Kitchener's so big, no one knows anyone. That is totally a lie. The world is really connected, especially now, like virtually with our conversation now, we're meeting each other, and I don't know, it's just networking, and it all goes together.
Oh, I love this guy. Can we keep you? You're like our poster boy, isn't he, Aaron?
I guess another question I would have is, so did you finish your program at university?
Actually, no. So I was in my first year, and I just finished my second year this past semester. And in between, it would have been a year ago that I started my business. And that's when, near the end of the summer, the ball in my head was a little bit turning. And I'm like, do I really want to do criminal justice or this? So I took some business classes, and I'm like, hey, this is very useful. Like, I took a business law, so I'm learning about contracts. And that goes to my first ever big clients with Petro Canada. You have to you have to know your contract. So I was like, I really want to zero in. And I found that some of the classes that I were taking were a little bit too broad.
Yeah.
And so that's actually brought me to going to college on how to run a small business. How can I really fine tune and zero in on how can I take this money and maximize it for a small business, not just grander ideas.
Are you doing college now? Like, are you in a program currently? Okay.
I will be going to, I'm still choosing the college that I want, but that's in the process. That's where I am right now. So I totally changed. But this business has definitely, if like university has taught me, the business has also taught me. You learn quick how to talk with people, negotiate, all these skills that you find in university as well.
Mm-hmm.
It all relates.
And you've had some disappointment, haven't you, with the hockey? I know concussion's a bad thing. Is it better that you stopped doing it before you had any more stuff like that happen, do you think?
So, like, I've had many friends that have had concussions, but like mine actually put me out for 4 months. So I spent 4 months in the dark, and I love hockey, grew it, like played it, loved it. And when I spent 4 months in the dark, it was like the lockdown, but really I can't look at my phone. I can't look at anything, my eyes, sounds. It was bad, but I really think that everything happens for a reason. And I went to Europe, learned stuff there, everything. I wouldn't change a thing. So I'm happy with that.
We have some amazing guests, don't we, Aaron? But you're actually talking my talk and Aaron's talk, because you guys are so alike. We all love network. We know the benefits of it. Could you leave our listeners with a couple of tips? If they're thinking about starting a business or whether they should go to college or not. What would you maybe share with them?
Yeah, like my biggest thing, and I live by it, is why not? So everybody is so zeroed in on why. I will be on the other side saying, why not? You want to start a business? Why not? If you think you have something or you have an idea and you want to pursue it, why not? The worst thing that happens is it doesn't turn out, but you tried. And that leads into my next example of you just got to show up and do the work. If you don't show up, you can't start.
Yeah, that's some solid advice.
Yeah. It's absolutely amazing advice. I'm so glad we managed to get you as a guest, and I'm hoping we can stay connected. And if you're not connected to Aaron yet, and vice versa, I'd love you guys to stay connected, because we can help each other. I guess I said that was kind of the last thing, but Aaron, my next question is, I've got to jump in, is have you got a goal for the next 5 years? I mean, can you see how the next 5 years are going to pan out?
Yeah, definitely. Like, along with the time management, it's good to remember where you started, but also look to where you're going. So when I first started, I wasn't really looking, but now I have set goals to what I want to achieve, taking my area and pretty like solidifying my competition and zeroing down and becoming a brand name. And that's what I learned. You can be someone, but you have to be a brand and a face and a name, a relationship. I want to really ground myself in the community and be known and look to expand, not just here, because I figured if I can do it here, why not where there's cottages, where there's lots more people? So that's where I'm looking at. Just really right now, it's grounding myself, getting a good control and understanding what I can and not do, and then expanding to why not here, why not there, why not bigger?
So I'm going to let Aaron finish off, because I haven't given him a chance, but I'm going to say thank you from me.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing to have you on the show. I guess I have one last question, and because you said that you're going to go to school, and I'm assuming you're going to start September. If you're looking at, okay, are you planning on doing this while like continuing to deliver wood and all that during school, or are you going to put a pause and just do it in the summer, or like what are your plans with that? How are you going to balance that out?
Yeah, so I juggled, like, when I was going through school, I was also juggling the business and learning how to manage my time with that. But I will continue going in with the firewood heading into September. I'm actually heading into my busy season, which is complete opposite of regular firewood suppliers, because I go directly to homes. So
Yeah.
I'm speeding in, and then as the winter comes to our busier times, that's when I actually have a little bit more time to do schoolwork and focus on the future.
Well, that's awesome. Well, once again, thank you again for being on our show, and make sure to follow us on Instagram at the Next Gen Business Podcast, because we'll be able to tag you that way as well. And I believe that's our YouTube handle and our website. So if you check those out, as well as for any of the viewers or listeners, check those out. Subscribe to us.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
Unless Linda has any other questions.
I just want to say thank you again, Brandon. And, I don't want to let you go, but we've got to. So it's goodbye from me.
And it's going to be goodbye from me. Thank you so much, Brandon, for being on the show.
Thanks for listening. Check us out at www.nextgenbusinesspodcast.com.